Welcome to Nature's Glory Cabin Off-Road. Today we're back on County Park, one of the more exciting trails. We're also riding with Buck and Bill, who have ridden with us before, and Danny, Will, and Jimmy, who are new to us. We're on County Park. We only did this as part one of a longer day. Got a lot going on here, a lot of mud, a lot of slick stuff, and some near mishaps. So stay tuned, some waterfalls too. This is the demographics, details of the trail, how high we were, how far we went, how long it took us. Here's the details of the full day coming up right here, where we start off in Frenchburg at the IGA. We go around Highway 460E down County Park. We end up on Clifton, then back around to 713, and then we do Pumpkin Hollow and back Spas Creek. Now here's the detail of what we only did on this day. We started out, this leg, Frenchburg IGA, Highway 36 to the junction of 460E, all the way out to Parkway Loop, Wind Flat Road, and then the County Park, and then Approximate Trail, and then we end up over at the end at the edge of Clifton Road. Hey Buck, why don't you fall in behind me, and Danny, you get behind Buck. All right, heading toward County Park.
It's on the pavement.
Copy. This stop sign here sometimes has traffic. There might be a bunch of people get between us, but there's a double lane going up the hill, so I'll slow down. Everybody can catch up on the hill. Left here on Old Highway 460 Loop, also known as Park. Gonna make a right here, also on what's known as County Park, up toward where we're going. All right, we're gonna stop over here, and if anybody needs to air down, this is a good place to do it. And I gotta get all my cameras going. There's also restrooms in that little brown building on the way over there. I am unsure if they're open or not, though. We'll be on this pavement a minute, then we got a little gravel, and when we get down to the start of the trail, we'll go ahead and get into 4 when we get there. I would not be surprised if we have to cut a tree out today.
It got pretty windy yesterday when we was in the woods.
Yeah, I was kind of glad I wasn't out because of that. Okay, right here is the start of the trail. We'll get this little rise here and switch into 4 going over the hill. Got some rock drop-offs. Anybody needs a spot, holler. There are some pretty fun rocks where we go downhill on them. Some of them look a little blind. You can't see over your hood. For the most part, they're nice, good sandstone. Don't have much trouble with them. You might want to keep your eyes out and make sure you go over them carefully if you haven't done it before. Get somebody to go with you and kind of tell you the right way where the best line might be. And then after that, if you think you got a better one, you can pick your own. Just be careful out there. We don't want to have to send somebody for you. Again, here's another little rock formation. It didn't look like much from the front camera, so I just turned it around and left it on the back and get a better view and kind of get a little bit more feeling for how these rocks actually look. Everybody's on very different vehicles. I'm in a JL, that's a JLU. We've got a TJ and a couple of XJs, so and a JKU. So we had a pretty good time on this day. This tray we're getting ready to go under right here was the first one we cut out 2 weeks after Helene. I was corrected, a week after Helene. On your left up here, this is a place, I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, you can hike to. There's a couple of arches back there. Devil's Market House Arch and Spratt's Arch are back up that trail to the left of the road here. We're going to stop here a minute and set up for pictures and video, and there's a couple of ruts we're going to get ready to do. All right, I'm going to go down this left side, which is kind of rutted. If anybody wants to go down this side, Buck, anybody else, I'll spot you, let me get through it, and I'll come back. Now I'm out spotting everybody on this, and I've done these quite a bit myself, so I don't need much spotting, especially in this direction. If you haven't done it, you might want to make sure you have a spotter to help you through it, because there's two sets of ruts to come down. If you make a mistake, you can turn over or roll on your side. Now again, I've done these quite a bit, so even on this wet, greasy day, I've done this many times, and it is awful slick on this day. You'll see as I go down through, you saw right off the bat there where I slid a little bit. And as wet like this is, you got to dig into the wall. See how I'm kind of trying to get up there to that side? Usually when it's dry, it's not much trouble. Got a little higher than I wanted, drop down a little bit, and then I'm going to dig into that wall to stay into it because it is so wet. You'll see some of the others as I bring them down. Some of them do better than others. Some of them have some problems. And you'll see that I'm spotting them best I can, but that all depends on somebody listening and doing exactly as I say. Can't go too fast. You got to really be alert on some of these things. Just in case anybody wondered or I hadn't mentioned it before, there are bypasses around these ruts. However, they can be sketchy too when it's slick and muddy and nasty like this. And here's Buck coming down as I'm spotting him to come down the hill here. You'll see how he goes, and again, there's several little nuances to this trail, especially with it being as muddy as it is. And right behind Buck is Bill, and you'll see he kind of gets crossed up just a little bit. And again, it's pretty nuanced. You kind of got to pay attention to what you're doing. And we got to back him up and reset him and get him heading the right way. And it's awful hard to stay straight up. It's awful hard. You got to dig into that side and be willing to listen. If you got a stick, it seems to be a little more trouble with a stick because of the nuances of using the clutch. So anyway, we'll move on to the next one. Here comes Danny. He's in the TJ. I didn't mention that Bill was in the JKL is a two-door. Here comes Danny down through here trying to stay up. He's doing good so far. Get down in here again. Got to stay into that wall as muddy as it is. He made a little bit of an overcorrection to the passenger side, and he's going to slip down in the ravine. Luckily, that's the side if you're going to slide into. Hopefully you got good wide tires sticking out there. The fender is going to be all right, and the mirror might take it and catch it. And here comes Will in the XJ. He's going to do a pretty good job here. He's going to be digging into that wall. You'll watch how far he has his wheels turned to the driver's side to stay into that wall. The more of us that got on this, it seemed to get a little bit more sloppy. And if you look underneath there, you'll see his rear axle dropped down and was in the V-notch a little bit more. You can see that as he comes down through. But look how he's digging into that side to stay straight. He did a good job. And we got Jimmy coming down behind him in another XJ. I didn't get much of him because where the camera's at, somebody threw a door in front of it, and you didn't get to see it all. You got a good look at it there. We're getting started. I think he ended up slipping down in there as well. Trying to get that rock that I was bottoming out on. It won't let me past it. Shit. I keep hitting a rock here and it's not letting me bite. Watch that rock on the right, it wants to pull you right into it. Be careful over these rocks, our tires are so muddy, they'll slip you around. Watch off there on the right, there's a washout, your tires might pull you into it, so kind of try to stay on the right instead of the left. What you want to do is try to put your tire on the biggest rock so you don't drag on something. There's a little rut right here. We should be able to straddle it, no problem. That's good, bud. This is the small one. All right, this is the first of the bigger waterfalls, 2.5, 3 feet or so. Let me get over and down and I'll spot you across it. You'll need to be on the left side and then turn right into it toward the bank. All right, we got another drop off here. It might be slightly higher than the other one, but it's just the opposite. We're gonna need to approach it right to left instead of left to right. So we'll start off on the right side and cut back left. All right, we're up to the new bypass place. All these trees across the road are still there. This is the bypass that we had to cut the last time. Them logs got out in the road, somebody's hit them. All right, here's how we climb out. This is a picture sequence we got of a buck coming out of the creek. This right here was another little bit we had to cut out. And this is as far as we got. Had to turn around and go back. This one right here was probably stacked 20 feet high. This is why we turned around. Somebody else has cut this one out. All right, you have to go into the creek here. To the left is private property. You get back up here on gravel, you can get back in too high. We'll stop here for a minute. Well, that's the end of part 1. Watch for the other parts coming up soon. Several more trails. Thanks everybody for watching. Like and subscribe. Thanks.